So I have to share something. It's Good Friday today. This came back to mind. I hope I can give this the seriousness that it requires because it's pretty big and it's probably going to be hard to swallow, right? But that's what the red pill is. It's hard to swallow. So one night after I got here a few months back, before the snow even came, back probably at the end of November, I'd been here a few weeks already, right? I was healing my ankle. I had posted some videos, so news was out that I was here. Is my point. I was down on Memorial. And there's a Tim Hortons, and then next to it is Shoppers Drug Mart, right? So it rained hard that night, and I was over at Shoppers trying to get out of the rain at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So this guy shows up, right, right where I'm at. He sits right where I'm sitting. So we got to talking, whatever, because that's just usually how I am, unless not always, but usually. Anyway, this guy get talking to me about a lot of stuff that's going on right here as I've been talking to you guys and trying to expose, what's actually going on. Hopefully somebody's following along. Hopefully somebody sees what I see, that it's not just coincidental that all this has fallen into place over the last several months. Anyway, the point being, this guy was like, he was talking like he lived on the street, but he was trying to be really convincing about it. Like, made me think he wasn't somebody that was normally on the street, right? And then I've been tagging, Freemason clubs. What is it? Anyway, you guys all know who I'm talking about. I've been like actually putting graffiti on their halls as in the towns I've been going through, right? A few of them anyway, saying like, share, follow Jesus. You know, you get the message home, right? And so it could have ties to other attention that I maybe have gathered along the way. I've been spreading the news about Ron Wyatt since 2014, technically. So it's been a slow process, but here we are. This guy keeps talking to me about stuff, right? Then he offers to get me coffee and a donut or something, a muffin. So he goes into Tim Hortons and he's there for a long time. So I'm like, what's this guy doing? And then I was about to share a thought that I had with him, and something in the spirit told me not to, that he was somehow an agent and he was looking for information. Whether he was consciously aware of that or not, I guess I could see that as a possibility now, right? But that's definitely what was happening in the moment. And the whole energy of the whole situation shifted after he went into the store. And then he was in there for like 40 minutes getting me a coffee and a muffin. So I'm like, what's up with that, right? Tell me he knows guys and he's connected to some people that he probably shouldn't be. And that just tells me this is probably connected, right? So while he was inside, I had an epiphany about kind of the culmination of all this information combined, having to do with Donald Marshall's information, of course, the relevance of the truth of the Lord and God and salvation. It's it's necessity in order to like transcend this life into eternal life. Otherwise, we're eternally bound here in what is effectively um, a hell, whether it's manufactured by technology doesn't make it any less of a hell, any less of a trap, right? So the point of the end times is to bring everything to fruition so that the wheat is separated from the chaff and the sheep are separated from the goat, and there's a final division between the forces of good and evil, and peace for 1,000 years, and no aging and no pain and no suffering, and you know there won't even be metals that exist in that time, so there won't be anything that can be made that's made that is unnatural in any way, shape, or form. Plus, the garden will be restored to the earth. I mean, there's a lot of good things coming for those who believe in that sort of thing, right? But there's many forces that are working against that, and it has to do with the clones and the cloning centers. I talked about this, so it's not a joke. Sadly, it's real. And again, I don't want to come off as too calm about this to not give it the severity that it needs, but I've known of this for some time, and it doesn't matter. I could shout it from the rooftops. Who's going to believe me, right? But I swear to God, it's real, and I gotta watch what I say because I'm not supposed to swear. But anyway, I promise you, this is what's going on. And so the other relevant information with that is that there's things happening down there, a lot of sexual things, a lot of inappropriate things, right? Hellish things, with copies of people that live in this earth that, you know, struggle day by day as they're awake, but at night their terrors are real. A lot of times they don't let you remember. Sometimes they let you remember parts just to fuck with your psyche, just so you know, like, kind of what you can expect, even though you don't really know. It's all fucked right up. And so, anyways, this is going on while people are sleeping, and it may be everyone, and it may be only certain people, but I'm guessing it's a majority. I'll say, because if you don't have the blood of Christ to cover you, you have no protection. You have nothing that's going to ward it off. There is no amount of spells, even if you could combine them, that could prevent it from happening, because Satan, is the god of this earth, the god of this world. He runs the show down here, right? God lets that happen for a reason, so that we can hopefully wake up, literally wake up to reality. So what's happening is that these things, whatever they are, demons, aliens, some combination of both, maybe they're not so different. The demons, again, are just fallen angels, which is pretty sad when you think about it, because they're the same thing as an angel. They're just in a fallen state, which means that their spiral energy is a downward spiral instead of an upward spiral like it's supposed to be, which is the difference between being upright. Upright. So anyway, all they got to do when they're down is get up. That's it, right? It's easy, but temptation, right? So these things are influencing us with stuff that we shouldn't even be looking at, thinking about. And I mean, anybody that has access to internet knows that the porn is on the rise, and I mean, it's everywhere. It's in advertisements where it shouldn't even be. On my stupid YouTube or my Facebook feed, for some reason, it pops up every so often. I'm an adult, but I mean, there's innocent children out there, right, that can be exposed to this pretty easily. And as I said, it's amped up to get pretty gross. Like, it's all incestual, and beyond that, I mean, they got bestiality, they got it all, right? Like, depends on how far down that hole you want to go. I mean, they got it all, and their appetites are unquenchable. It's never enough. You got to go deeper, you got to go darker, you got to go harder, right? So, what's happening is they're infesting us with their propaganda, selling all this stuff, exposing us to it so that we'll be lustful and desirable, so that they can then justify acting out on us, on our own bodies. A lot of celebrities, a lot, like probably all the celebrities, get used every night by multiple people and multiple things, right? Probably drugged to feel like they're in a dream state or something, but if your dreams are erotic, I can guarantee that's why. And that's if you can remember that, they let you, and they can erase it all if they want to. So anyway, look at the information I have. The thing is that this is the whole thing that's going on, right? They're harvesting energy, magic. They call it energy work or energy manipulation. They're harvesting energy through our, not just our lustful desire, right? But our addictions, our poor eating habits, our lack of exercise, all the above, whatever that keeps us from being upright and true, and, you know, loving ourselves and taking care of ourselves and standing on the truth of the fact that we're created in God's image. We're sovereign beings in the earth, each and every single one of us. We're not evolved monkeys, right? We have rights as child of the Most High, or even just as a creature being made in God's image that go far above human rights, which aren't even, observed right across the board as they should be, everywhere, all the time. Anyway, it's a Good Friday. Happy Good Friday. Think about what I said. Do some research, man. Right? This stuff has to be stopped. Man, they treat you on site if you go to a DUMB, but if, I don't know, let's say 10 million of us got together, would they take us all out? Or could we take the damn thing down? Something to think about.